In this video, I'm going to share on what are factors. But before we get started, imagine you are in charge of the basketball competition in your school, and there are two classes participating, Class A with 10 students and Class B with 15 students. And your teacher asks you to split them into groups or equal groups. So, how can we group them equally? Using common factors. So if you don't know how to use common factors, you might be telling the students, hey, can you group yourself? Easier, right? But once they group themselves, you could see that this is not really equal. So if you know how to use common factors, then that's why you could see a pattern where each individual group can actually group themselves into groups of five. So each group over here have five students. And this is what we call a common factor, which is 5, because each group is 5 both in class A and class B. Now that's an easy win. So in this video I'm going to share on what is a factor. So a factor is a number that you can divide without remainders. So I'm going to give you a simple number to get its factor, which is, you guessed it, the number 10. So if you were to have 10 divided by 1, it's 10. So you can always divide any number with 1 and you get the number. So 10 divided by 1 is 10. So the factors for 10 is 1 and 10. Then you can do with 2 as well. 10 divided by 2, which will become 5. So that is the number factor, which is 5 for 10. And you can do the same with every single number for 10. And you could see that certain numbers give us remainders, right? And if you remember correctly that factors are numbers without remainders, that means all of the numbers or equations with remainders are not the factor of 10. And this is where we get the factors for 10, which is 10, 5, 2, and 1. So the factors for 10 are 1, 10, 2, and 5. But you might be thinking, oh my god, this is actually a lot of work for just getting factors. Yes, it is. So is there an easier way? Definitely. So I'm going to share with you on an easier way to get a factor of a number. So in this same number, we can always put that the factors of 10 is 1 and the number itself, which is in this case number 10. And the thing is that can then 10 divided by any number? It can. So it can be divided by 2. And if we have 10 that is divided by 2, what will it give us? It will give us number 5. And that's it. The factors for 10 are 1, 10, 2, and 5. So this is another way for you to get a factor for an individual number. So that is an easy win right there. So what are factors of 42? So usually what you can do is you can say factors of 42 are 1 and 42 because 42 divided by 1 is 42. So now the next number that we can divide 42 with is number 2, right? Can 42 divided by 2? Yes. What will it give us? 21. And 21 over here, what other numbers can it be divided with? 21 can be divided by 3, right? Can you divide by 2? It can, but it gives us a remainder. But with 3, it doesn't give us any remainder. And what does it give you back when you have 21 divided by 3? It gives us back 7. And now with 7, that's about it for the factors itself, right? Can 7 divided by 2? Nope. It gives us a remainder. Can 7 divided by 3? It gives us a remainder. So 7 can only be divided by itself. So that means the factors of 42 is 1, 42, 2, 3, and 7. And that's an easy win right there. So now you know what's a factor. What is then a common factor? So common factor is basically having the same number that you can divide in two different numbers without, you guessed it, remainders. So we're going to start off with a simple example. So we have 10 and now we have 15. So what is the common factor between 10 and 15? You can pause this video and try it out on your own to see whether you get the answer. All right. So now, as per usual, you know 10 has the common factor of 2 and 5. So what about 15? So 15 has a factor of, instead of 2, Can it divide by 2? No, but it can be divided by 3. And if you divide 15 by 3, you get 5. So in these 10 and 15 factors, what is common or the same numbers that you see? If you say number 5, you are right. So the answer for this is the common factor between 10 and 5 is 5. And don't forget 1 as well. That's an easy win right there. So the next one will be a little bit harder. So you know 42 and you have the common factors of 2 and 21 and 3 and 7. So what about 28? You can pause this video and find out what are the factors of 28 and then figure out what is the common factors between 42 and 28. All right, let's see if you got this correct. So with 28, you can divide it by 2, correct? And then it returns you, what is 28 divided by 2? 14. And now with 14, can it still be divided by 2? Yes, it can. So let's have 2 over here. And what does 14 divided by 2 returns you? 7. So now let's see what are the common or same numbers between 42 and 28, right? Common factors, I mean. So 2, it is a common factor. And the last number that is also a common factor, which is 7 over here. Therefore, the common factor between 42 and 28 is 2 and 7. But we are also missing one more number. Can you guess? Oh, it's actually number 1 as well. All right. So that is the common factor between 42 and 28. And that's an easy win. So if you like this video, give it a thumbs up. And if you want more of this kind of video, subscribe down below and comment down what are the other topics you want me to go through next. With that said, see you in the next one. Bye bye.